They've been really good to me.
You still a slave. That property.
Welcome back to the 9 a.m. This is the film Eliza, filmed right here in St. Louis with a very St. Louis theme about it. Delisa Richardson, Dan Stedman, co-writers, co-directors.
Down at the Campbell House, we had learned about Eliza just recently, as they did as well. They learned that she was the one enslaved person in their home. Previous to that, they had just thought she was an Irish servant, and that was because the country had their census, but the city of St. Louis had their own census. And going through some of those archives, that's how they found that out. Wow. So we were very interested in that story as screenwriters.
That's a good question right there. So when you found out that, hey, this is different than what we thought, how do you find out what else is there? What's the avenues? Who do you talk to? Who do you go to for a historical
Well,
perspective?
fortunately, Andy and Sam at the museum are historians, and so we can just reach out to them. They had done a year-long display on Eliza right as we came in. We just fleshed out the story. Obviously, you have to use your imagination a little bit because you're not going to have any real writings, but there were writings between her and Virginia Campbell. The family stayed close. It's a nuanced story. They freed her before the Civil War began, and we had to figure out why that was. It involves a mother-in-law, a Quaker. She's on screen right now. Tammy Dunsing plays her. So, there was a lot to the story to unpack for a 28-minute short.
Yeah, no doubt,
yes.
No doubt. How important is it to tell stories like this and here in St. Louis?
Oh, I believe it's extremely important because a lot of times you don't have that history, and that's right there. How many times do you have that? I mean, the Campbell House is sitting right in the middle of downtown. It's like it's almost lost in time, and you can go in, you can see everything still within the 1800s. And like Dan said, we did have Eliza's writings, and we saw where she would have been and where she would not have been allowed in the house. It is something that's just really important. It's especially, with everything going on in our world today. We just want everyone to know about history, and you can find them down at the Campbell House, and we thought that our story would help that along as well, and we were so glad to be able to do it.
Yeah, with the suppression of history going on nowadays, it's up to filmmakers and storytellers to tell it.
Yeah. How can folks see the film?
Well, it's at the festival.
Yes, it is at the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase. It's going to be July 30th at 4 o'clock. It's going to be such a great time, and we just want people to come on down and see the film. And if they want to learn more about Eliza and the Campbell family as well, go take a tour at the Campbell House. It is beautiful. You'll see it in our movie. Mm-hmm. We got some great shots. It's not very often you get to shoot in a place like that. Yeah. They allowed us to do that, which was amazing. So yeah, go look at Cinema St. Louis website and go to this showcase.
Thank you so much for the work y'all have done on this film. And Dan, all you've done for film here in St. Louis.
Thank you. It's been a great decade. I've loved making films here in the Midwest.
We appreciate it. Thanks. Hey, keep it right here. We got more coming your way. It's Fox 2 News, 9 a.m.